Another wonderful day in Lower Alabama. If you enjoy moisture, another wonderful moist day for you. In the last segment of the show before the news headlines, talking with Joe Gomez, NBC News Radio, about the Senate not having the votes to move forward with the Republican health care plan. So Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says that he would like for the Senate to vote on a full Obamacare repeal plan that would go into effect 2 years from now. So that would be kind of like setting a timer, setting a deadline, lighting a fuse, whichever way you want to look at it, for something to be done on the topic of health care. Who knows if that could possibly pass? Right now, does it look like anything can pass involving health care in Washington? Now, the president continues to tweet. He tweeted when I was talking to Joe Gomez. Let's see, he tweeted, the president, Donald Trump, tweeted, "We were let down by all of the Democrats and a few Republicans. Most Republicans were loyal, terrific, and worked really hard. We will return." Then the president tweeted again. The president tweeted, "As I have always said, let Obamacare fail and then come together and do a great health care plan. Stay tuned." Well, what choice do we have? Meanwhile, as we discussed in the last segment, the Senate looking to possibly, if Mitch McConnell can move it forward, possibly vote on an outright repeal, something that did pass in 2015, but that was back when there wasn't a president who would sign it. Now that there's a president who will sign it, how many people will be too afraid to vote for it? We've already seen this happen in the House. So this is, I guess you'd call it a reality check. Finding out how many people are willing to go through what they say they're willing to do in Washington. So that's where we are with that issue. You've heard a lot of discussion about it. We may hear a little bit more before it may die down for quite some time, especially either they do nothing and you don't hear about it, or they pass a repeal that takes 2 years to actually go into effect. Either way, the topic will be off the table. And they'll enjoy having the topic off the table for a while. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the nines, and then we're right back with more on the Uncle Henry Show.
Saver traffic from the Dean McCrary Porsche Traffic Center.
We have picked up a new accident. This is on the Dauphin Island Parkway northbound ramp to eastbound I-10. We aren't seeing many problems on the Bayway this morning, though. That's been a pretty quiet drive into and out of the region this morning. We do have some scattered showers and thunderstorms continuing to move through the area, but minimal impact on traffic, at least so far. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. It's morning. Here's an eye-opener. LifeLock can see more threats to your identity than you can see if you're just monitoring your credit. And if something happens, a U.S.-based specialist can work to fix it. Go to LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10%.
RVs Unlimited in Robertsdale, new and pre-owned. RVsunlimited.com.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
We are turning up our rain action on this Tuesday to 60%. Keep the umbrella close. It will be steamy, and we will have the flare-up of storms. Overnight tonight will drop into the 70s, and for your Wednesday, a 40% chance of storms, a high of 90, less rain, and more heat late week. I'm Local 15's Kelly Foster for this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation. Join the T.J. Martell Foundation in the fight against leukemia, cancer, and AIDS. Your support helps facilitate cutting-edge research that will lead to more effective treatments and save more lives. Visit tjmartell.org to learn more.
Traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 9s every morning. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM. The Jag you can watch on the News Radio 710 WNTM Facebook page. I feel better than I look. Just know that in advance of looking at me on video. Yesterday, in this half hour of the program, I shared with you a review of the atrocious Game of Thrones television series as I was forced by my employer. And I guess I can see why my employer now forced me to do the review. I see that the overnight ratings, HBO with 16 million people watching last Sunday night. 16 million people watched Sunday night. That is just amazing to have that many people tune in to something so terrible. Just imagine if HBO put something good on the air, as opposed to something like Game of Thrones. But 16 million people. Now, speaking of entertainment, the amusement park. Ariel, I want to ask you about this. We have the OWA amusement park opening Friday in Foley. I saw Local 15 did a story about how the city of Foley is having to make preparations.
Right.
Final preparations, because they have to make sure they can handle what they anticipate to be a huge influx of traffic. They have new traffic signals that they turned on yesterday. Now, are you going to rush out to this area? Do you feel drawn to this? Do you want to rush down there to experience the excitement of the OWA amusement park?
I don't want to rush down there, but I definitely want to go. Just because the fact that A, it's a new amusement park, and B, it's like super close. I can go today and be back home today.
Now, you tried to go to the beach Saturday, and you had a lot of trouble getting near the water.
Nightmare. It was a nightmare. Like, the traffic was ignorant. It was crazy. No.
That is a wonderful word to use to describe traffic, isn't it? Ignorant traffic.
It was.
We need to let our traffic guide, I need to send that to him and say, you need to throw that in from time to time.
The board is ignorant.
Yes.
Could you see that?
Our traffic guy does say he has a big board, accidents on the big board, and ignorant accidents. But they, the police in Foley are really, they're trying to make whatever preparations they can. I
want to know what this park actually looks like, because I was there. I rode past it in May, and I get that it's July now, but there was nothing there but red dirt. I'm a little suspicious.
Something's there. Something's there now. All right, so you eventually want to go and discover.
Absolutely. And the fact that they have like little kid rides, I think this would be a pretty good summer vacation.
What I'm hoping for is Matt McCoy of 107.3 with a GoPro strapped to his head.
I could see that.
That's what I want, is him GoProing the roller coaster.
I could see that happening. I could see that being a thing. He needs to take Gossip Greg along with him.
Of course, to have Gossip Greg streaming on the roller coaster. That would probably be the big Facebook video hit of the year. Ariel, thank you. So that's Friday. Very curious. I will eventually go look at the amusement park when things cool down a bit. Right now, I'm more curious about the traffic the possible ignorant traffic that may be around it. More in a moment on the Uncle Henry Show.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus major components of 20 other home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-700-8303. Homeowners insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Be sure with the Shield. American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-700-8303. That's 1-800-700-8303. 1-800-700-8303.
I'm Scott Armstrong with...
Hello, Facebook. Here we are together. Cyrus, good morning to you. Cyrus Shrun, good morning to you. Scotty White of ScottyWhite.com. His website does look like a professional website. Scotty White. Roger Bird, good morning to you all watching on Facebook. Bama Big Man also watching on Facebook. When we come back, Bama Big Man, you'll be glad to know that when we come back, I do have an email that references Nick Saban. So we will have that coming up as we move forward on the Uncle Henry Show on this wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. What a week it will be here. We have, this is the week that the Nappy Awards will be announced. And I was very blessed to be nominated in a few categories. And the way I feel about it is this. I either want to win them all or I don't want to win any of them, because if I don't win any of them, that means I don't have to go. So that's a plus. No offense, but I don't want to. If I just win like favorite AM station or something, I don't want to have to go all the way down to downtown Mobile for that. But I'd feel obligated because you don't want to bite the hand that offers the reward. So that we'll get news of that later in the week. What else is going on this week? What else? There's a, nothing. Now that I've thought it through, nothing. In fact, tomorrow's show, let me give you a preview of tomorrow's show. It's a big bunch of nothing. Hey, Scotty White of ScottyWhite.com. Game of Thrones, 16 million people watched it Sunday night on HBO. Now, next Sunday night, this coming Sunday night, will there be as many people? Because nothing happened. It was all a bunch of people talking. Nothing happened at all in Game of Thrones. It was a big waste of time. And if you look at it and see that I'm accurate, there was absolutely nothing going on. There were long sequences. In fact, when the dragon lady, spoiler alert, there's a dragon lady that arrives on a boat, and they spend like 10 minutes of her getting out of the boat and walking onto the sand and walking up the steps, and we're just watching somebody walk around. I don't know if I was not on the right drug for this, or maybe if I needed to have been on vodka or something. I don't know what they designed it for, but it wasn't for a sober person with a sense of good taste. Scotty White, what are the odds that after nothing happened in the first episode, that the next episode, half the people will be naked and stabbing each other? All right, stand by. We're going to go back to radio after the weather from Kelly Foster, who brings such her enthusiasm is tremendous.
The 40% chance of storms. We will see those temperatures climb late week and the rain threat go down. I'm Local 15's Kelly Foster for this iHeartRadio station.
News? Check. Traffic and weather? Check. Opinions? Check. This is the Uncle Henry Show, only on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM, The Jag. We have news headlines coming up from Local 15's Darwin and from Fox. That's coming your way in about 10 minutes on the Uncle Henry Show. The big national story is that people in Washington who have spent really years talking about what do they want to do about health care in this country, they still cannot get their act together. They cannot agree. And so this Republican health care plan, I can't even remember what version of the plan it is. They not going to be able to bring it up for a vote, not enough votes for it. And so the possibility that Mitch McConnell will come back with some outright repeal with no plan to replace, with the repeal going into effect after they vote on it, going into effect in 2 years, giving them a 2-year deadline to do something. Now, I don't believe at this point, I don't even believe that could pass. A lot of people seem very fearful of doing anything when it comes to health care now that they have a president that will sign whatever it is they send to him. Now, let me go to the email inbox. I've got an email about the health care plan. The subject line on the email is health care plan. Email reads, what was it Coach Saban said? Don't speculate. And that email from 60-year-old Chris in West Loxley. Chris, I don't know that he said that. I think he said let's listen. The words of Nick Saban can be applied to any situation in our lives. His wisdom is some of the best wisdom on the planet at this juncture in our history. So let's listen. The words of Nick Saban, I think he said don't draw conclusions. So let's listen to his words.
Don't draw conclusions, because if you do, you're going to be wrong. You can draw them if you want and just be wrong. I guess you all don't have any consequences for being wrong, like we do, because everybody watches us on ESPN and CBS, and so when we make mistakes, everybody knows it.
All right, so I think that's what you're talking about, isn't it, Chris? Don't draw conclusions?
Don't draw conclusions, because if you do, you're going to be wrong. You can draw them if you want and just be wrong. I guess you all don't have any consequences for being wrong.
Right. Well, am I wrong then to draw the conclusion that the people in the House and the Senate both are afraid to send something to President Trump because they know he'll sign it? And they've been talking a big talk. They've been talking a big talk, but they do not want to complete the walk. They've talked. They've talked and they've talked. And it's easy when you're in office and you can't get something done because somebody's blocking it, then that allows you to really say almost anything and promise almost anything without any consequence. And you can come back to your constituents and say, look, I tried so hard, but those other people up there just wouldn't let me. But now there's a way to actually have it done, and they're afraid. Chris, am I drawing a conclusion? Chris, help me understand, is what I'm saying violating Saban or not about drawing conclusion? I have drawn a conclusion. So I guess what I just said, forget what I just said because I'm sure it's wrong.
Don't draw conclusions, because if you do, you're going to be wrong.
All right. Well, whatever I just said, consider it wrong. Consider it wrong. All right. We have news coming up in a moment. Al is with us. Al, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Uncle. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Hey, I heard you talking about not really knowing what version this is. This is the third attempt by the Republicans to bring something out that'll pass. seems like it's destined to fail, doesn't it?
It certainly does, yes.
It almost makes me think that maybe Obamacare is not as bad as they made it out to be. They can't come up with anything better.
Well, there's an understanding that there are a significant number of people out there that want it, and they're afraid of the ramifications of actually going through with what they've promised.
Right, which is going to mean tens of millions of people without health care or health insurance at that point. So far, from looking at what they're coming out with.
Well, it's all in the land of make-believe at this point, since everything seems to be some little wish that people sit around and wish about in the Senate and in the House, but never actually gets trotted out for somebody to sign in legislation. Al, thank you for your phone call. Al, sounding like a fan of Obamacare. But I don't want to draw a conclusion because I would be wrong. All right, news, traffic, weather, all of that on the way as we continue here on The Uncle Henry Show.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Bank of America is down 1% in pre-market trading. Its expected bonanza from rising interest rates has stalled. The lender reported a surprise drop in net interest income in the second quarter after a 7% jump in the first 3 months of the year. Its two biggest rivals, J.P. Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo, posted increases in the quarter. Lloyd's of London says that a global cyber attack could result in damages of as much as $121.4 billion in an extreme event comparable to economic losses caused by Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Average losses from a scenario where an attack would cause a widely used cloud service provider to fail would be $53 billion, depending on organizations involved and the length of the data storage outage. Stock futures are little changed to lower as crude oil rises this morning. S&P futures are down 2 points. Dow futures are down 3. NYMEX crude is up almost 2% at $46.84 a barrel. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
When I adopted her, she was a mess. Scabs, itching, licking, missing fur, hot spots, a thin, dull coat. So I take the dog to the vet for the standard run-of-the-mill tests and treatments. No results. I hear your advertisement on the radio.
DINOVITE.com.
859-428-1000. So I get the 5-pound box of Dynovite and the Lico Chops within a 4-week total. Instead of a German Setter, I have a German Shepherd. Sheba is a 105 lean pounds of shiny, smooth, happy dog for life because she gets fed Dynovite. And the results, they're just incredibly outstanding. And she loves it. When you rescue a dog, you have to do the right thing. You've got to feed him right for life. Do the Dynovite. Dynovite for life.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Mazda Traffic Center.
It's been another morning with spotty rain moving through the area. The heaviest cell right now is coming up from the Gulf in the western part of the region, right around the Mississippi-Alabama line. So southern part of Mobile County starting to get quite a bit wetter than it was, and that'll be the case for a while to come. The good news is no big accidents on the board, though we do have a crash on the Dauphin Island Parkway ramp to eastbound I-10. I'm Ray Romero.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Kemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
Good Tuesday to you, everybody. We're turning up our torrential potential today to 60%, so expect more flare-ups of thunderstorms. We'll top out today in the upper 80s, a tropical night in the 70s, and for your Wednesday, we'll hit 90 with a 40% chance of storms, less rain late week. I'm Local 15's Kelly Foster for this iHeartRadio station.
Wake up and get your tickets to OWA. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton with this iHeartRadio News Update. Tickets to OWA's amusement park are scheduled to go on sale online this morning. The amusement park is set to have its grand opening this Friday at 10 a.m. The park has 21 rides as well as an arcade, open dining, and a shopping area. You can head to visitowa.com for online ticket purchases, and we've also posted that link to purchase tickets under the Find It section of our website, local15tv.com. Students at Mobile's Fondy Elementary are going back to school this week before everyone else because the school is premiering the system's first year-round schooling schedule. Right now, Fondy is the only school in Mobile County to offer class year-round. But officials with the Mobile County School Board say if the students test well, other schools might follow Fondy's lead. The rest of Mobile County Public Schools head back to class August 8th. Tropical Storm Cindy causing major delays in the water line repairs along the causeway, even though the storm is gone. Officials with the Mobile Area Water and Sewer System estimate it may be mid-August at the earliest before permanent repairs are made. An iron pipe will replace the plastic pipe that broke on New Year's Day, leaving some Spanish Fort customers and restaurants along the causeway without water. A temporary above-ground bypass line is currently providing water to those areas. News breaks while you sleep, so when you wake, we'll catch you up on what's happening along the Gulf Coast and around the world every weekday morning on Local 15 Today. We start at 5 a.m. I hope you'll join us. I'm Local 15's Darwin Singleton for this iHeartRadio station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. President Trump taking to Twitter after the failed GOP plan to repeal and replace Obamacare, blasting Democrats and a few Republicans. The bill pulled after two more GOP senators said they'd vote no.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the Senate will move on to try and pass a version in 2015 that was vetoed by President Obama that simply repeals first with a 2-year delay to find a replacement.
Fox's Griff Jenkins in Minneapolis, a community demanding answers after a woman shot to death by police. The Australian national had called 911 to report a possible crime.
Our police forces are out of control.
40-year-old Justine DeMond to the Star Tribune, citing 3 sources. Reports approached the driver's side of the squad car and was talking to one officer. She was shot through the window by the passenger officer.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso. Fox News. We report. You decide.
Is old Bessie spending more time in the shop than on the road? Is she having a hard time keeping up with your buddies when she does get out? Do you feel more beaten than refreshed after riding? Now just might be the time to trade her in. Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson is offering you the same monthly payment when you trade your bike in towards a new one of the same model family. That's right. New Harley, same payments. Stop in to see them at 3260 Pleasant Valley Road. And remember, at Mobile Bay Harley, there's always a party. You don't want to mess with the IRS. They have the power to garnish your paycheck, levy your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. That's all true. But thankfully, they're offering a way out. The Fresh Start Initiative. If you qualify, it could save you thousands. The experts at Optima Tax Relief will fight to get you the best possible tax settlement. And they have an A rating with the Better Business Bureau to prove it. Call Optima for your free consultation.
Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
I don't like compromise, which means I don't want adjusting my underwear every other set until it becomes part of my routine. Solution? Frigo by RevolutionWear.com. Underwear reimagined. I stay cool, dry, and focused on my next rep, not tugging and grabbing and putting things back in place. Frigo by RevolutionWear.com is as high-tech as you can get with underwear. No pinching, no pulling, no restricting. Buy Frigo online now at RevolutionWear.com. The revolution starts below.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-500-8121. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-500-8121. That's 1-800-500-8121. 1-800-500-8121.
You're home for Rush every weekday at 11. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
We've arrived at the Daily Reagan here on News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM The Jag. The Daily Reagan, a presentation of SAD Healthcare, S-A-A-D, sadhealthcare.com.
It is my belief, firm belief, that the answer to the drug problem comes
through winning over the users to the point that we take the customers away from the drugs, not take the drugs necessarily. Try that, of course. You don't let up on that. But it's far more effective if you take the customers away than if you try to take the drugs away from those who want to be customers. We had a program in California, again I call on that. We had an education program in the schools. We had former drug users who had straightened out. We found that they were most effective in talking to young people. You could go in, I could go in, anyone else, and try to talk to these young people and tell them the harm in this and get nowhere. But when someone stood in front of them who said, I've been there, and this is what it was like, and this is why I'm standing here telling you today, we found they listened. And I envision whatever we can do at the national level to try and launch a campaign nationwide, because I think we're running the risk of losing a great part of a whole generation if we don't.
The Daily Reagan, a presentation of SAD Healthcare, SAAD, sadhealthcare.com. A beautiful Tuesday morning coming up in less than 15 minutes. Local 15's Darwin. We'll find out what he's covering. I saw on Local 15 that Daphne is spending some money on the city of Daphne, not a person named Daphne, the city of Daphne spending some money on a school feasibility study for their own school system. Daphne City Council approving some money to go to an outside consultant for this feasibility study, $38,500 for the first part of this. There are pros and cons. Pros and cons to making the move, like forming your own city school system in Daphne. I don't have any little children in the Daphne schools, and I don't know anybody that none of the people I know that live there have talked about it at length. But the question I've got is are they that bad? Because it's going to cost, you're going to have to go up on your taxes to form a municipal school system. Now, other communities, some in Mobile County, have thought that it was worth it to go up on their taxes, and we saw that happen in the last few years in some Mobile County communities forming their own independent school systems. But are the schools that bad in Daphne that it would be bad enough that you'd be willing to pay even more in taxes? That would be the question, the number one question I would have for that whole situation. All right, there is more to come. Uncle Henry's show continues after traffic and weather together.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
It's been another morning with spotty rain moving through the area. The heaviest cell right now is coming up from the Gulf in the western part of the region, right around the Mississippi-Alabama line. So southern part of Mobile County starting to get quite a bit wetter than it was, and that'll be the case for a while to come. The good news is no big accidents on the board, though we do have a crash on the Dauphin Island Parkway ramp to eastbound I-10. I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation. Join the T.J. Martell Foundation in the fight against leukemia, cancer, and AIDS. Your support helps facilitate cutting-edge research that will lead to more effective treatments and save more lives. Visit tjmartell.org to learn more.
Now, Gulf Coast weather from Local 15.
We are turning up our rain action on this Tuesday to 60%. Keep the umbrella close. It will be steamy, and we will have the flare-up of storms. Overnight tonight will drop into the 70s, and for your Wednesday, a 40% chance of storms, a high of 90, less rain, and more heat late week. I'm Local 15's Kelly Foster for this iHeartRadio station.
This report is brought to you by Unbound. Right now, there's a girl in India who has dreams bigger than her village. Right now, there's an elder in Guatemala who dreams of a life of greater dignity and less loneliness. You can help change the future of one person in a single moment. Begin the change at unbound.org.
We love Nick Saban. Just wanted to get that out of the way. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show, thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Coming up in about 10 minutes, Darwin of Local 15. We'll find out what he's covering at Local 15. Right now, Angelo's with us, Mobile Bay Coins, 2204 Government Street, mobilebaycoins.com. Angelo, good morning.
Well, good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
I want to ask you about this story I saw earlier this week about cashlessness in our society, because you deal with coins. I know you deal with bullion also, lots of bullion items and jewelry, but you do have coins there. And I saw that I always thought the government would be the entity that would try to push us into not using cash, but I saw that Visa was offering food businesses. They were trying to find 50 small like restaurants in the country, and they were going to give each one of them $10,000 in technology upgrades if they would pledge to never, ever accept cash ever again. And that, of course,
wanting to do that.
Well, it's, they want the fee for people using the Visa cards.
Right.
So what do you think that it's? And I talked to Ariel about this earlier today, and from her generation standpoint, it's a more convenient idea, the idea of going cashless. Do you think?
I remember she mentioned that she doesn't even carry cash anymore. She said she couldn't remember the last time she had cash on her person.
You have coins in your hands every day. So what is this an alien thought to you? How do you react when you hear something like that?
Well, first of all, I would say that there are a lot of people that do appreciate the convenience of having a credit card, but there are also a lot of people that like the idea of having cash in their hands. Certainly, there's a huge number of people out there that don't have credit cards. At best, they might have a debit card, but there's still a significant number of folks out there that don't use credit at all. And I think that a lot of folks are going to – Uncle Henry, coins have been around for thousands of years. Even though we now have alternatives like Apple Pay and MasterCard and Visa, I don't think things are going to change that significantly anytime soon.
Okay, so you just can't see it going away. As you pointed out, thousands of years. Last week you showed me coins that were 2,000 years old.
Yes, sir. And think about the fact that those coins, you could take one of those coins and go to somebody in West Mobile that raises chickens and maybe buy a dozen eggs. Or you can go to somebody down in Bala Battery and buy some shrimp right off one of the boats, or buy fish from a fisher person. You can go to a farmer's market. If we had a cashless society where everybody had to have their chips and their credit cards, a lot of those transactions would not be able to take place.
Wow. All right. Well, at Mobile Bay Coins, if I want something brand new, you've got it. And if I want something 2,000 years old, you've got it.
We certainly do. Yeah, we still have a number of those coins left. We've had a lot of excitement over those ancient Roman coins. A lot of folks coming in, checking those out, and some of our good customers actually called and just said, okay, put one aside for me or put two aside. And once they got here and checked them out, they bought even more because they are very cool. If you want those, if you want a modern American silver eagle, we've got some nice gold coins in stock as well, and lots of jewelry. So definitely come down to the shop and check things out.
That's Mobile Bay Coins, from 2,000 years old to newly minted. At Mobile Bay Coins, 2204 Government Street in Midtown Mobile. Look for Mobile Bay Coins. On Facebook, you can see a lot of pictures of their different, especially the jewelry items. You can find those on their Facebook page. Look for that on Facebook, Mobile Bay Coins. Angelo, have a great day. Coming up, right after we listen to some sponsors, traffic and weather, Darwin of Local 15. On the Uncle Henry Show.
The Glenn Beck program introduces a new eve. The eve of global war. Celebrate with your family and friends. Today at 5, News Radio 710, WNTM.
Welcome to America Speaks by Zip, the polling app that lets you tell the nation what you think. Download the Zip app today. It's Tuesday, July 18th, and it's vacation season. So is exercise on vacation essential or pure evil? 80% of all respondents to the Zip app say relax, take a few days off. You know that Jaden K. Smith Facebook hack? It's actually a hoax. Do you research scams like this before you fall victim? 74% of women and 72% of men say yes, they always Google first. And perhaps our most pressing question for today, will McDonald's loaded bacon and cheese fries be as big as Shake Shack's? 2/3 of all respondents, both men and women, say no, you just can't match that quality. Answer all of life's opinion-based questions with just one swipe. Download Zip, the polling app that lets you tell the nation what you think. In the App Store, it's free and 100% anonymous.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus major components of 20 other home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-700-8303. Homeowners insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
Now the dryer won't work.
Be sure with the Shield. American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-700-8303. That's 1-800-700-8303. 1-800-700-8303.
This is Uncle Henry here with Virginia McNeil of McNeil Aaron's Lambert Financial Group. Virginia, when should people start planning for retirement?
Well, Uncle Henry, you've heard the old adage, it's never too late. Well, when it comes to retirement planning, that adage doesn't hold true. In fact, we like to say it's never too early. It's hard for young people to be disciplined and start putting away money that they won't see again for another 40 years. But it's important to have a roadmap to retirement, even if you're only in your 20s and 30s. At McNeil Aaron's and Lambert Financial Group, we have been helping people of all ages for over 90 years, creating their roadmaps to successful retirement.
Yes, for over 90 years, the professionals at McNeil Aaron's and Lambert have been helping their clients with their personal estate and retirement planning. Give them a call at 666-5000. That's 666-5000, or visit the website malfinancial.com. Ed and Virginia are investment advisor representatives with AE Wealth Management. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, which is an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Now's the time.
Now's the time to make a difference.
Now's the time to take a stand.
To get involved.
To make a change.
Now's the time to raise a hammer and drive a nail.
To build a wall.
And open a door to a new life.
Now's the time to help Habitat for Humanity build hope and change lives with a family in your community or around the world.
Now's the time.
Now, more than ever, help build it.
Visit Habitat.org.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Dean McCrary Volvo Traffic Center.
All right, we picked up a new accident now on Cottage Hill and Woodhill Crest. Also, our crash on the Dauphin Island Parkway ramp to eastbound I-10 still working as well, so look for the flashing lights in both of those locations. We aren't seeing much happening, though, on the I-10 system. If you're making the trip across the Bayway this morning, it's been a relatively quiet, uneventful drive, at least so far. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Ray Romero.
This report is brought to you by Unbound.
When you sponsor through Unbound, you not only open the door to education for a young person, you empower a family to build a foundation of financial stability, empowerment, and respect. See your contribution grow into opportunity at unbound.org.
Gulf Coast weather from Local 15 and the Gemco Metal Buildings Weather Center.
Good Tuesday to you, everybody. We've got about a 60% chance of storms today, so more flare-ups during the peak heating of the day. Our high today, 89 degrees, lows tonight in the 70s. We'll hit 90 for Wednesday with the 40% chance of storms. We will see those temperatures climb late week and the rain threat go down. I'm Local 15's Kelly Foster for this iHeartRadio station.
This morning at 9, Ask the Expert. Then Rush at 11. Right now, it's Uncle Henry on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show, News Radio 710 WNTM 99.5 FM, The Jag. We have news headlines from Fox and from Local 15 coming up in about 10 minutes. But first, from Local 15, we have Darwin. Darwin, good morning.
I always enjoy your selection of music going into my segment. Thank you, Uncle Henry.
Well, thank you, Darwin. I'm glad that you can get something out of the show. One of the things that you're covering that I've got to ask you about, I know you're covering the opening of the amusement park, the OA amusement park in Foley. Yeah. Somebody, I know the way TV works, somebody's got to be sent to ride the roller coaster with a GoPro.
Well, it won't be me. I used to love those rides, but now I get that's a word I've coined. I get a little vomitinous.
Okay, I understand exactly what that means.
Stomach. Yeah, I'm sure you do. It's a little difficult as you get older to handle that. I can't do it like I used to. I used to live to get on a roller coaster or a tilt-a-whirl or whatever, but now. Not so much.
So who do you think gets the assignment to go ride the roller coaster and report on the roller coaster?
I'm thinking James over in our Baldwin County Bureau will probably get that just because of his close proximity to the amusement park. I got a feeling he'll be the one doing that. And
James Gordon?
GoPro. James Gordon. The GoPro idea was mentioned in the newsroom, so I also wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
I remember, now you've been around for a long time. I remember when James Gordon was on the radio and he was called James Newsflash Gordon.
Well, as we mature.
Right, I know that doesn't work. That wouldn't necessarily work for what he does now, but those were the days.
Newsflash. Now, see, I did not know that, but I certainly will take advantage of that information.
Yes, that was when
Newsflash.
he was on WABB, James Newsflash Gordon.
No, he's still right up there with it. I mean, he knows what's going on in Baldwin County, so a newsflash would be appropriate. It just doesn't translate well for TV, but you radio guys, I think it works.
So now, aside from the fun of the amusement park opening up Friday, what else are you covering at Local 15 today?
Well, one story that we aired this morning on our reality check segment, and you can go online and watch it again later at local15tv.com. We were talking about the high cost of low bonds, and it's probably something you're very well aware of. Bonds are not a punishment because the perpetrator or the accused has not been convicted yet. So bonds are just to ensure that they show up in court. However, the DA's office has taken some to task when someone has been a repeat offender, they've been a particular problem, or the crime's been especially heinous, and that has kind of caused a little friction. So Christian Jennings covered that this morning very well, and if you get a chance, go online and take a look at her reality check. It's a very good story.
Okay, I'll do that.
Also, I was looking at some of the stories we had on this morning, and one that caught my eye was Governor Bentley. He's got a doctor's office. He was a dermatologist before he was governor, and so he's reopened an office in Tuscaloosa. And he says when the time is right, he plans to tell his side of the story about all of those accusations of that affair between his former top aide, Rebecca Mason, and his resignation that became of it. So it'll be interesting to see if he does a tell-all book or a sit-down interview or whatever he might do to kind of, I don't know if he's wanting to clear his name or if he just wants to get it all out there and purge himself. But wouldn't you be interested in that?
Well, it's hard to say. It's
all go away.
Well, look, I think we'd all like a little bit of a break before he comes back to tell us his side of the story. But you would think that he would not want to bring it up again. Because it just does not reflect nicely on him, and right now he seems to be doing fine. He sounded really happy in that WBRC interview, so you would think he would want to just let all of that go into the past and move forward as Dr. Bentley in private practice and not want to dredge all that up. So I don't quite understand why he would want to tell his side of the story.
Well, I guess maybe he's frustrated that his version of it didn't get out there. I'm waiting for the Lifetime movie myself.
That does yes, that's unavoidable. That's unavoidable.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen, don't you think?
Of course.
I don't watch a lot of Lifetime movies, but that one I might watch. Like, get a big bowl of chili and some chips and just sit there and gorge myself and watch it. And the privacy of my home with all the shades down, so no one would know I was watching it.
So who would play Governor Dr. Bentley?
Oh my goodness gracious! I don't know. I should have prepared for that question. What do you think?
Billy Bob Thornton?
Oh, I think you nailed it. I think so. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'd go with that. And who would play Rebecca Mason?
That's a difficult question.
Marissa Tomei.
Okay.
If she'd pull herself away from Spider-Man right now, that would be good.
All right. Well, Darwin, we'll have to cast the movie for. We'll have to. If you get a chance to interview Dr. Bentley when he's telling his side of the story, ask him who he wants to play him and Rebecca in the movie.
You are absolutely a genius. I shall have to attempt to do that first chance I get. Maybe a little email action might get that answer for us. Who knows?
All right. Darwin, thank you.
All right. See you soon. Talk
There
to
he
you
is.
tomorrow.
Darwin, Local 15. He'll be on. You can see him again at noon today. I don't understand. Why would he want to tell? How can his side of the story? What possibly could he tell us? Where we'd go, oh, well, that's it. Oh, okay. Well, then all that other stuff makes perfect sense now. What possibly could he say? The right move would be to remain in private practice and try and help as many people as you can, and try as you can to build in your remaining years a legacy of doing good there in Tuscaloosa. All right, we have more to come. Coming up, we have traffic, weather, news from Darwin, news from Fox, also a big announcement from Ryan Seacrest. He's one of your favorites, and I know you yearn to hear from Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest coming up in the next segment of the show after all the news.
Home isn't just a place, it's a feeling. Whether you're at home, your business, or online, ADT helps keep you safe with security systems, home automation, alarms, and surveillance, so you can feel at home wherever you are. Go to ADT.com to get that feeling. ADT, home, safe home.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. Every day people ask me, can I still take advantage of today's low rates? Is it still a good time to refinance? The answer is yes. Now's a great time to call Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%, APR 4.19%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Angelo's here from Mobile Bay Coins. Angelo, do you really buy coins?
We certainly do, Uncle Henry, and that's one thing a lot of people, I guess, just don't realize is, yes, we do free appraisals, yes, we inspect your jewelry, and we do all these other cool things. But if you come in with a coin collection and you want to sell it, that offer we're making you is the amount of money we're going to give you if you decide to sell it.
So you buy them from individuals, not just wholesalers? You buy them from people off the street?
Correct. Uncle Henry, if your neighbor has a coin collection that her grandfather left her and she wants to bring it by the shop, we will do a free appraisal, we will make an offer, and she can walk out the door with a check or cash in her hands.
What if a person just has one coin? Is that enough, or do they need to have a collection?
That's plenty. They can bring one coin by. They can bring the entire collection by. We recommend that the more they have, bring it in all at once and let us go through the whole process. We love to take a look at them and make them a